you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Morabito. Welcome, I'm glad you're here. Today is going to be a Q&A to get to know me a little bit better. Over on my Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me some questions, anything related to like motherhood, baby stuff, personal stuff, anything was out on the table, and I got some really good questions and I'm super excited to answer them. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, here's my handle. After this video, go ahead and go follow me. So let's jump right into our questions. I think I have like, I don't know, I picked like 7 or 8 of them. The first question is, when did you decide to have your first baby, and was it a hard decision? Definitely was not a hard decision. I was ready to have our first baby like from the second we got married. I was ready for it. I wanted to quit my job, get pregnant, like the whole 9 yards. My husband obviously wanted to wait a little bit, and I'm glad we did because our first year of marriage was amazing. We were able to go on vacations and, you know, just have that quality time, and I think it's super important to have that quality time before getting pregnant. So yeah, he told me 1 year, and guess what? On our 1 year anniversary is when we started to try. And our 1 year anniversary was in October, and I got pregnant in December, so it really only took, I think, 2 months to get pregnant. I'm very glad though that we did have that first year together, but I knew I wanted to start having babies right away, so definitely was not a hard decision. Okay, question number 2. How did you handle during pregnancy the fact that your whole life is about to change? So it wasn't that hard for me because, like I said, I knew it was like what I was meant to do. I think the biggest thing for me was towards the end of my first pregnancy. I remember every time I would go to the store or go to the mall, I was like, oh my gosh, this could be my last time going to the store by myself. Like, it is not going to be that easy to like run up to Target anymore. Like, I have to get a baby in the car and a baby in the store, and when it's cold outside, like those were the things that were running through my mind. And so I don't know, it wasn't that hard for me. I don't know, I think I'm just weird. Like, I know a lot more people who struggle with stuff like that, but for me it was really easy. Okay, this is a good one. Pros and cons of being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm like an advocate for stay-at-home moms. I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm not gonna like get into like my thought process behind that, but I really love stay-at-home moms. I encourage women, if you can stay at home, to stay at home. It is so rewarding. I know some people don't think it's rewarding because it's like a thankless job and you're not getting credit, you're not getting affirmation of like how well you're doing all the time. It is a very difficult job. So the pros of it, you don't have to leave your house if you don't want to. Like, if you just want to stay home, you can stay home. You don't have to get your kids out of bed and go to daycare at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, you get to make your own schedule. It is awesome. Like, I love just having like lazy days at home with my kids. They'll be in their pajamas all day long and we're just playing, and I love that. So like, that's a huge pro. The obvious of like raising your kids yourself, and you're teaching your children what you want to teach them. So the cons of staying at home would have to be, there are days, especially in the winter, like that can be really long. You kind of feel isolated. You know, those can be some tough days. Like right now, my husband has been working 10-hour days, 6 days a week for a while, and I don't know when he's gonna get off overtime, and it's hard. Like, when he doesn't get home and it's dark out and the kids are like eating dinner and ready to go to bed, it's hard. Those are long, long days. Like my shirt says, it takes a village and a vineyard, right? It's so true. And that's also where you need to find mom friends. And if you don't make mom friends, if you don't make the effort to find a group of moms or stuff like that, like, it's kind of on you. Like, you decide how it's going to go for yourself. Another con is obviously like a financial setback. I mean, I don't see it because like my husband does our finances, and I've just been accustomed to living on a 1 income lifestyle, and thankfully I love Salvation Army. So if I feel like that itch to go shopping, I go buy a shirt for $3 and I feel great. But it can totally be a financial setback for others who aren't accustomed to like a 1 income lifestyle or whatever, but I'm doing just fine. Number 4, what is your biggest mom guilt? I was thinking about this one like all morning, and My biggest mom guilt would have to be with my daughter. You know, with my daughter, it was just her and I'm already feeling tears in my eyes. Okay. With my daughter, it was just her and I for the first, you know, 2.5 years. And it was amazing. I gave her all my attention. Such an easy baby, an easy toddler. Everyone who knows her knows that she was just easy going. And it was very simple. And then Tommy came to the picture. God bless his soul. I love him so much. And Tommy is a little bit more of a needy baby. I nurse him around the clock still. And obviously he needs more attention than she does. And so I feel like after having him, like, my daughter kind of took the back seat with me a little bit. And I know that's inevitable and it's going to happen, but it's like even when Sam gets home from work, it's like she's his responsibility in a sense. Like, Tommy still needs me, Tommy wants me, Tommy, and then Lucy is like with Sam. And I miss her, and I miss spending that quality time together with her. So that's something, like, in the new year, like, I know New Year's resolutions are kind of silly, but like that's something I really want to focus on in the new year, is spending more quality time with just her. Okay, next question. How long did it take for you to lose the baby weight? Okay. So with both my kids, I don't know why, but my body around like 5-month mark postpartum is when my body just starts to like shed the weight and I don't have to do anything. So up until the 5-month mark, it comes off very slowly for me, and you would think because I exclusively breastfeed that it would fall off very easily, because that's what they tell you. And it's true to a sense, but you have to remember is like your body is working so hard to produce that milk, and you need those extra calories and carbs to create that milk. And so sometimes your body's kind of in a limbo fight. So some women lose the weight so fast, and others like myself, our bodies aren't losing the weight as fast as we would like it, even if we're breastfeeding. So for whatever reason, at 5 months, almost to the dot, it doesn't matter if I'm eating McDonald's every day, it doesn't matter if I have ice cream every night, my body just loses like the weight, and I don't have to do anything. I don't gotta work out, and I don't have to eat healthy. I know, you probably wanna slap me right now, but it's true. For whatever reason, that was the case in both scenarios. Okay, next question is, how do I manage to keep up with my house being clean and making dinner? I'm very old school, and I'll probably get hate for this, but like, I like to believe I'm at home, and so my job is to cook and clean, and I find joy in that. And I know a lot of women don't, and I do though. So I enjoy to clean, I love to make dinners, and so I just have to do it. And when my house is messy, or if I don't have dinner on the table, like I don't like the way that makes me feel, if that makes sense. So you have to prioritize, like you have to prepare, you have to plan. For example, like if I know that I need to make like a bigger dinner and there's like a lot to my meal, I will prep stuff while my son is taking his nap. Like, so I will bread my chicken while he's napping. I will cut up my vegetables, cut up my potatoes, stuff like that, to make it easier for me when I actually go to make dinner. So then everything's prepped and ready to go. So it's just a lot of planning. How do I manage to keep my house clean? Reality, if you have kids, your house is never clean. So even if I clean my house, an hour later it's messy again, and you just have to kind of accept that for what it is. This is just a season of life I'm in right now. But just making it a priority and knowing how good it feels when your house is clean and you have like a beautiful dinner on the table, it just makes you feel good. So next question is, what would you tell a new mom or mom-to-be about breastfeeding? So I really want to make a video specifically all about breastfeeding, because I think I have a lot to say about it and a lot of like real raw tips. So if that's something you would like to see, comment down below. But I guess I can give a little tidbit right now. What I would tell new moms is, do not put your worth as a mom in breastfeeding. I know a lot of women think like, oh my gosh, if I can't breastfeed, I'm not a good mom. That is so far from the truth, and I don't want anyone to feel like because you can't breastfeed your kid because your body's not producing it, that you're a bad mom. Moms nowadays have it so hard because we have so much on social media and Instagram and whatever, like showing us these perfect moms, these perfect lifestyles. When our lives don't match up with theirs, it's like we're bad moms. we don't have it all together. And that's so, so far from the truth. And another thing is, know that it is a whole lifestyle change, is a sacrifice. Like, let me just be real with you guys. Like, it is so hard. And even if someone says, oh, it's so easy to me, it might not be hard physically for you, but it can be very hard emotionally and mentally. And I know for me, that's a huge struggle with me, is sometimes I feel like not only does my baby only look at me like I'm a bottle to him, but so does everyone else. Okay, so that's something I think you need to also prepare yourself for, is that your husband, your mom, your aunts and uncles, your friends, they're only looking to you like you're the bottle too. You are the milk supply to that baby. So when that baby is crying for whatever reason, he might not even be hungry, everyone around you is saying, well, he probably needs a boob. He probably needs his mommy. He needs milk. And they're gonna hand them right back to you. Oh, he wants a boob. Even if he's not hungry, people are looking at you like you are the milk supply. And so that can be very, very difficult. It can make it hard. I think I'm gonna have to do a whole breastfeeding video because I can keep going and going. But are you going to make any more of those beautiful babies? So up until like 2 months ago, I would say, yeah, I want a third for sure. And it's just been a little bit more difficult recently with my son. Like I said, he's a little bit more needier than my daughter was. He's wild. They are right when they say a boy is completely different than a girl, because my son is crazy, like seriously crazy. And so right now I'm in the phase of like, I don't know if I want more, but I'm sure once he's like 1.5 years, 2 years old, I'm going to definitely want another one. My husband, on the other hand, is totally good with the boy and girl. He's done. I am totally on the fence right now, so we will see. Okay, 2 more questions. Did you have postpartum depression with either pregnancies? I wouldn't call it postpartum depression. I would call it postpartum anxiety. I have always struggled with anxiety, depression sort of stuff since being a teenager, but after pregnancies, yeah, your hormones postpartum are wild. Remember, this was funny, after I had my daughter, she was probably 2 months old, and I thought, like, I honestly couldn't see driving, like, especially at night, and I would like have panic attacks, and I would never want to drive with her. And so I went to the eye doctor because I honestly thought my vision had changed. So I get to the eye doctor, I do an exam, and she sits down next to me, the doctor, and she says, how old did you say your baby was? And I said, 2 months old. She goes, how are you sleeping? I'm like, I'm not. She's up like every hour wanting to nurse. She's like, okay. She goes, honey, I think you are dealing with anxiety, and I think you're tired. And I'm like, how dare she? She's not even a real doctor. She's trying to, you know, tell me I have anxiety. Is she crazy? And guess what? She was right. I was definitely dealing with anxiety. And it's just something you need to be very aware about, your emotions and your mental state, because it can get really dark, you know? And so I definitely dealt with the postpartum anxiety with Lucy, and then after Tommy, I still feel like I'm dealing with a lot of it, and I'm not ashamed of it. With Lucy, I was put on Xanax, like, for situational anxiety. With Tommy, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to, like, some days I take, like, a CBD oil to calm down, or try and pray through it, or whatever. So yeah, it's a struggle, and I don't feel like I'm necessarily in a place where I need, like, to be on an everyday medication. And just a disclaimer, there is nothing wrong with being on medication at all. Like, I am for it if you need it, but I personally don't feel like I'm in that place in my life right now where I need it. So yeah, it's just every day at a time. Okay, last question. This is funny because this is from Chelsea, and I can say it was from her, and she's like, I don't have a motherhood question for you, but this is just a random one, but it's a really good one. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? When I was 18, I was going through a lot. I had just graduated high school. My parents were getting a divorce when I was 18, so I was a mess. I remember being put on Zoloft because I was really just, you know, dealing like with anxiety and depression during that time, and I was just acting out rebelliously. I was very insecure with myself. I sought out attention in all the wrong ways, and you know, the whole 9 yards. So what I would tell my 18-year-old self is to find your worth in Christ and not in others, and to seek the attention of Christ and not of others. And so I wish back then I would have taken my faith more seriously and like grounded myself in it, because I think it would have helped that time in my life so much more. Like I feel like I would have dealt with things a lot better, but I didn't, and so I just made stupid mistakes. And hey, it is what it is. I don't regret anything, because it led me to my life right now, and I'm very grateful for that. Now that I have a daughter, I never want her to like feel the way I felt back then. I never want her to make the mistakes I made, even though I know that their kids are gonna make mistakes, but I don't want her to ever like feel the way I felt. And so yeah, that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self, is seek God, have strong faith, and have confidence in yourself. Okay, you guys, that is it. I hope you guys liked to get to know me a little bit better. Make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
We've been walking down this road some time, and you love me